Today, much of Russia is dominated by the open block typology, with the new housing development plan, which will rebuild many existing buildings originally planned for a shorter lifespan. We now have an opportunity to rethink the future of the Russian neighborhood. What if we were to introduce the courtyards typology into the existing neighborhood? The courtyard could offer improved security with a clearer division of public-private space at a human scale. By introducing variety into the urban fabric for a pragmatic distribution of heights, building functions and densities, we can create far richer identities between neighborhoods and streets. Let's take a look at one of the central model typologies. On the surrounding side streets are allocated small-scale residential, which will accommodate safe pedestrian and cyclable routes and a more quieter urban environment. On the main street, we allocate local retail stores with short walkable distances between residents' homes and shops to develop cozy local identities and strengthen small-scale businesses. Between the blocks and branching through various points in the city, we have developed pedestrian networks similar to that of the current My Street program. The residential housing blocks have commercial spaces on the ground floor allocated to the more dense pedestrian routes. The courtyards offer semi-public areas for the residents, which are safe for children to run around and play, residents to gather, and community to form. The different spaces are activated for a variety of activities. The urban environment is designed to create highly desirable, diverse, and varied livable environments. In the new model, the cyclist and pedestrian receive a far greater priority over the automobile. We can create engaging cities which offer a great opportunity to leave the house and enjoy the various qualities of the urban environment. Cities which are both contextual yet rich in experience. Spaces which are human scale and offer great alternative qualities in both urban and natural environments. Streets which offer great pedestrian boulevards, activity and life. Clear landmarks which are oriented through the city, and plazas for larger crowds. Using a simple standard connection, we can create a large variety of facade panels which are independent from one another, allowing maximum adaptability for developers to adjust the building type to the residents' needs. We can create urban variety, individual expression, and dynamic streetscapes. The customizable panels offer the broadest range of situational response and architectural expression. Facades can have a variety of openings and materiality. In the example block, the panels are arranged by unit mix to express the ownership of the occupants behind and create a more individualized cityscape. Let's take a look at one of the buildings composing the overall block. The lobby connects between the street level and the courtyard with an associated elevator access to above and security desk to greet people. In some arrangements, the residential will be on the lower floor, and some, the retail. Rather than utilizing a load-bearing wall structure, we can use a frame structure. This offers developers maximum flexibility to shuffle apartment types and floors, and for later, apartments to be combined. The stepping volume allows for optional residential access to the roof, which can be shared by all residents of the apartment block. Duplexes on the upper floors offer a more varied apartment type and cover the core above to create a simplified roof line. These can perform as social mediating spots between neighbors. A typical 60-meter square apartment consists of a lobby with corridor with above-head storage and dedicated storage cupboards to the side. Apartments can house sunrooms, which could be operable and transformed into lodges in the summer. Spaces can also be combined at will by residents as their needs change, or separated again at later stages. So how should we construct the housing of the next decade? Today, existing systems utilize concrete. We propose the use of prefabricated mass timber as the primary construction material. Latest advancements in timber technology make timber a highly competitive construction material due to its weight and speed in construction. Since today, production capacity in Russia is low, a generative approach will be required, increasing with timber through each successive generation. The first generation of housing would utilize timber only in the floors above plinth and the column structure. In the later generation, we would replace bearing walls with a CLT substitute. Then, with greater manufacturing capabilities, the plinth too. And maybe, as in some of the new Canadian builds, we could imagine the core too could one day be constructed via mass timber, with fireproof cladding creating a full timber construct. Russian cities of the future can be of the highest international standards, emphasizing livability, adaptability, and variety. The future is the human scale.